bad day. One of those days where you start to wonder why you're doing this.
It's good.
Firstly, the drive from Port Hedland to here was, to say it was dull as pond water. How many hundreds of kilometres? Hundreds. So the little green jerry can leaked fuel over everything, so everything stinks of fuel. The trailer tyre blew out coming along the highway there. Sunglasses I left on yesterday's walk up in the mountains, a couple of $100 maybe. You know, I'm laying down on the dirt road trying to repair the tyre on the trailer at 36 degrees Celsius. God, you got me at my worst every morning. Just got up again. Stark contrast this morning from where we were yesterday. We're just on a little turn off on the road near the coast of WA. We just came up past Port Hedland. Michelle just reminded me from inside the tent. And you can see where we are. There's a road. I don't know if you can even see the pylons out there, but there's a road out there. On the floor here are my footsteps from yesterday and the odd footstep of a camel. So camels come through here. That looks like a camel droppings. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's camel. There are camel in this area, I know that for sure. You know, Australia has the largest roaming wild camel population in the world, and it's not even an indigenous animal to Australia. So isn't that bizarre? I don't know what time it is, probably about 6 o'clock. I know I look rough, but you gotta remember, I'm sleeping in a tent, haven't had a chance to wash or freshen up. I've literally just got up. Now, this road leads a little bit further down, and then there's a sand track. Now, it did say that this was a camping spot. Nobody else is here. So we're heading up to 80 Mile Beach. We know there's some nice spots that we can stop on 80 Mile Beach. Oh, the hum, just the echo of that car going from way back there all the way to there. Just one little car. I'm sure there must be a road train out there to make that much noise. So I'd love to know what you've all been up to. And see what we're up to. Still exploring this beautiful country. Sun is up, only just. Go for a little walk. Good morning. You can just see here the body of a snake. It's very hard sand, so you can just see the body of a snake. I don't think it's a lizard because there's no little footprints either side of it. Now here, very light, you can see a little footprint, okay, either side. And then, I don't know if you can see this, the camera will pick it up, but there's a little drag line, and that's a lizard. I'm not sure what this is. This is a little three. Seen quite a lot of this, little 3 footprints. Another one here, but I think it's 1, 2, 3. It's got 4 toes, so I think it's a little marsupial. This is bird tracks, 2 feet together. 1, 2. Pretty sure. I mean, if you know your tracks, you can always correct me. But these are all alongside this bushland here, so I'm pretty sure they're some little birds. When you're walking along enjoying a morning walk, you forget just how far you've come. Now here's a little creature that barely leaves a footprint. As soon as I stop, even though I'm 3 inches away from the trail, 3 or 4 inches, they come for your feet. They feel you there. Probably got more ants and varieties of ants in Australia than almost any other creature. The unsung heroes of cleaning up little ants. Look at these little tendrils coming up. How pretty. Very soft. Yes, these orange cone seem to be sprouting up. There's another one sprouting up over there. Very pretty grasses, almost like a sort of bird foot. Very pretty.
We're in Chinatown.
In Broome? Oh, is it Chinatown now? So we're pretty much in the heart of Broome, I would say. Historically, the Chinese were in, I think they built a lot of the piers here for the pearling industry. So it's a famous pearling town. I think some of the best pearls in the world came from Broome, off the northern Western Australia coast. But I think we're just on the coast. There's a lovely little old, it looks like a Queenslander house raised up on stilts just over there. There's a lot of helicopter activity. See here, it's a big yellow helicopter. Now that's because also, although I don't think there's mining in Broome anymore, but they do have just offshore here, they have a lot of gas rigs, possibly even oil rigs, but gas rigs. So they fly the miners out, the rig workers, engineers and what have you, out to the rigs. We have a friend that works out there, and they do fairly long stints, maybe 3 to 4 weeks on the rigs, and then they have quite a long holiday, a lot of time off. Pretty well paid, I believe, as well. Got the usual post office with the little post office boxes. Many. I don't think I've ever seen so many little post office boxes in a town this size. Must be a reason. There are so many. So many post office boxes here, yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, there's a lot for a town.
These aren't the only ones either.
Really?
Why is there so many? Is there a reason for it? Probably because there's no mail delivery.
Okay, so you have to come and collect your...
There's no postman.
Well, there you go. That makes sense. So everybody's
that was hard to get used to.
Oh, so you've got to have a PO box to get your.
Well, there's also a set down at Cable Beach. There's a set down in Roebuck Estate at Milk Bar. There's another set somewhere else.
That explains why you've got so many.
No
Thank you.
mail delivery.
No mail delivery. Thank you very much.
No worries.
It's dry as well. You'll drink a lot more liquid in the northern territories or northern Western Australia. You drink a lot more liquid. I mean, you just completely dehydrate. You'll go through litre bottles, 4 at least a day. I don't know if that's working. Slippery when wet. Oh no, so they've actually just put red carpet. So that's quite auspicious. So I've actually just turned those travelators off, just carpeted them. There's a Woolworths supermarket, there's an IGA, there's all the big supermarket chains in Broome. So this is a good place. A lot of people come in here to stock up. Broome itself is quite expensive. It's quite a captive area for tourists, so all the prices are a little higher. Camping, caravanning costs a little more, fuel costs a little more, just generally, but it's a long way from anywhere, so everything costs a little more in Broome. So this is Paspalay's. G'day, how are you? I think this must be the original sort of family pearl store. Yeah. So this is a pearl shop. So that's interesting. Allowed to film in there because obviously it's a shop with a lot of valuables in, but the lady gave us these little fans. A little bamboo or a boxwood. Some pretty little fans. And she said the family are still very much involved in Paspalay. They originated from Greece. and they now live mainly, I think, in Melbourne. Did you say somewhere else?
Sydney and Darwin.
Sydney and Darwin. Have your business in Broome, live in Sydney. It's probably a good idea. And this is interesting. This is a sculpture. I think it's out of the redstone. I don't think it's sandwork, although it's pretty crumbly. I mean, it's very fragile. So you've got a pearling diver with a bell on his head, breathing bell, some big heavy lead boots, some octopus tentacles coming out. I think at one time there might have even been an octopus at the top there. Boardwalks feel a little bit soft, actually. So this jetty is one of the original jetties from 1897, and the high tides come up and completely swamp this area. So at some time, because Broome has very high tides, it's a very flat plain, so they have whoa,
I know, it's a bit.
looks a little
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's strong, but there is a lot of rotten wood.
I have to replace some of it.
And look, you can see that one there, it's pretty soft. It doesn't say so, but I would say come up here at your own risk,
I would too.
because this jetty actually gets submersed when the tides come up. So you can imagine it just ends here, right in amongst the mangroves, and sometimes the tide comes in, the saltwater tides come right up here and completely flood this jetty. So it is, I imagine, under constant repair. These timbers at the end, if you can see that, they're pretty weak. Although it's one of the original jetties, I imagine these timbers will get changed quite regularly. They certainly wouldn't be the original timbers. Beautiful. Gorgeous. It's turquoise waters. You can imagine this is very different coastally to where we've been. It's got these lovely, rich turquoise seas. The sand here all the way down, there's a boat that's been beached there waiting for the tide to come in, and all the way out, even that boat there is beached, so it's very shallow, the drop off. At the sea out there, or the ocean. It's beautiful. There are beaches all the way along this coast. I'm not sure how safe they would be, because if the actual tide came in quickly and you got pushed into those mangroves, it wouldn't be easy to get out of those mangroves to the mainland. So you better be sure if you're down on these beaches you know where you are. And I guess they've probably got saltwater crocodiles out here. Michelle's dipping her toes in the water. What's the temperature like? Warm, yeah? So Broome, Western Australia. Pretty gorgeous. I think you'd have to walk a fair way out to get any depth. We're at Simon's and Anthony's for coffee, around for tea. Anthony's going to take over. Talk to the camera. You're kidding yourself.
It's a very good camera. Isn't it clear?
It is good, isn't it?
It's getting all the.
That's incredible. That's like the picture. It's good. So let's have a look.
Just
have a look at the